The UN has made it official. Israel is committing a genocide.
An independent panel. I put it in quotes because I think that is in question. But an independent panel appointed by the United Nations has concluded that Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Israel, of course, maintains that the war in Gaza is self-defense in accordance with international law. The report says 46% of those killed in Gaza are women and children. 83% overall are civilians, not Hamas combatants. How do they know that? In fact, the report, over its 72 pages, uses the word genocide a lot, like 250 times, but it only mentions tunnels where Hamas hides and fights its war. And remember, in context, that's why Israel says it has to do what it is doing once. So, who are the...
Hey, we got to kill all these civilians because the people we're after is hiding. Imagine in the U.S. they were after some criminals and like, hey, we're after this organization, and they were chasing them and they were a manhunt, and they were just destroying every fucking thing in their path.
Members of the panel, what is the basis for the findings? Let's discuss. John Spencer, Executive Director at the Urban Warfare Institute, and Cenk Uygur, host, co-founder of the Young Turks, both friends of mine. Okay, on opposite sides of this issue, clearly, but I appreciate you both being here and giving the audience something that will be food for thought. Cenk, why do you believe the UN Commission report?
Yeah, the evidence is overwhelming now. So first of all, you have about, at a minimum, 65,000 deaths. That 83% number comes from a leaked report from the IDF, reported by the Israeli press. To give you a sense of context on whether it's deliberate, Hamas on October 7th had a 67% civilian kill ratio, which is terrible, one of the worst. Israel's is 83%. So that means they've killed about 54,000 civilians in Gaza so far. That is 66 October 7th. That is an unbelievable number. Over 30,000 dead women and children. So the report concluded.
Why is there a smile on his face? Like, even when you're saying this number, if you're on the Israeli side, I guess you should be like, damn, like, yeah, I know, damn, we got to do this. But to sit there and be like, come on, I want to know what he's going to say. Let's go.
That the attacks against the Palestinians were in whole or in part. That is what defines a genocide. A Holocaust, on the other hand, would be if they were targeting them in whole, trying to wipe out the whole race. Genocide is targeting in whole or in part. And what they concluded was that their targeting of Palestinian civilians and children was, quote, expansive and deliberate. And so with an 83% civilian kill ratio, one of the worst in our lifetime, it's obviously intentional. And now they're, slaughtering the people of Gaza City, 69 dead this morning, 22 kids. It's like the worst mass shooting we've had at a school, except it happens every single day. So
22 kids killed this morning. The day before, you had 9 killed when they were going to get some food aid. Before that, you had some more kids killed. Where the fuck is the Hamas terrorist that's killed? Tell me the story when y'all bombed something, there was 22 people in there, all Hamas fighters. Like, it don't make no sense. And then they want to say, well, the Hamas soldiers or militants or terrorists, whatever you want to call them, are hiding behind the women and children. How the hell you hide behind women and children from a missile? Y'all all gonna die. Like, they wanted us to believe, like, oh, not only are they so bad, like the terrorists, but they're so sick that they're hiding behind the women and children. So they're hiding behind the women and children. And even if you're not, and even if the children and women run away, then they could still get hit or sniped by Israeli IDF. So they're not safe on either side. Nobody's caring for these women and kids. Is that better? Is that our Western morals as a Christian nation? It's supposed to be like, nah. If you're a Christian, anytime you hear, about 60,000 kids died damn near, like 22,000, whatever it is. You're supposed to be like, no, unacceptable. Yeah, but let me tell you. No, look, but let me explain to you why it's acceptable that 80-something% of the 60,000 is kids. Let me tell you, there is no justification.
I think what they're trying to do is, can we grab Gaza here, make it so uninhabitable that we take Gaza over? And they've declared that they are going to form Greater Israel and that Palestine will never exist. So it just really couldn't be any clearer.
So, John, there's a lot there,
Oh,
but there are two aspects of this to me. It's the numbers, it's the tactics, and then it's who says based on this independent panel. So let's just do one at a time. Cenk puts a lot of numbers out there. Why don't the numbers tell the story for you, John?
Yeah, please.
I mean, I think what Cenk just said and what the commission said is impressive. It's an impressive collection of Hamas and distorted information, like the 83% number, which is a Guardian, which if that's your source of information, report that debunks itself in the article, saying that the IDF database lists this number of Hamas combatants, named individuals, and then that number is 8,000. So they subtract the 8,000 from the reported 60,000 dead and say that they've only killed, and 83% are civilians. Totally disregarding what the article says, that this doesn't account for all the unnamed individuals.
Okay, let's say at least half. Let's say it's 60,000 people killed. Let's just give a number. Let's say 50% of those are Hamas fighters. 30,000 kids killed is acceptable? Let's bring it up. Cool. That's acceptable?
Individuals in Hamas. Back to the commission report about the genocide claims, that they can't. This is almost an assault, an impressive assault on critical thinking, irrelevant if you knew nothing about the war. If a number says 68,000 have died, okay, how many were involved in the war? Because the entire report doesn't list Hamas as a combatant. What was the size of Hamas? What does Hamas tactics, like you said, using human shields? How many individuals has Hamas killed? None of that is listed in this report. And it actually says, since it can't prove genocidal intent, because they do things like remember Amalek that the prime minister said once, which is posted on the Holocaust Memorial in The Hague, but somehow that means genocidal intent. Although in order to do that, you have to have specific intent, not gross negligence. But then they use the numbers. But I'm kind of a critical thinker. So if you have a accusation and here's your number, what about anything else that would refute that? Like right now, 2.2 million tons of food, 14 million liters of water that are coming from Israel being pumped into Gaza today, 2 million vaccinations, how many notifications, all of the information that would at least be a part of the context of, is Israel targeting civilians and trying to eliminate the people of Palestine? And I find it almost laughable that this report says one of the genocidal acts Israel is doing is killing Palestinians. It doesn't say Palestinian civilians, because I can guarantee you, having been there, that Israel is absolutely trying to kill Hamas, who also are Palestinians, but they're trying to kill the enemy, that they're in this war.
Smart people are dangerous because they could easily change something. When they got these graphs, they could easily change the words, the meaning, the context. So most of the time you hear about kids getting killed, it's going, I just said it before you said it, kids were killed the other day going to get food aid, going to get rations. They know where they put it at, so then they could just look at, It ain't like the Hamas is coming there. Even if Hamas is coming there to get food, they're not like dressed in fucking AK-47 with the Hamas green shit and the. What are we talking about? Like he's it's 30,000 kids at best, 50%. Like I said, I'm gonna give it to him. 30,000 kids dead, and you call yourself a Christian? You watching, or whatever you call yourself, your God watching you.
In the report, Chris, I think the most damning part of this report is it states that while October 7th was probably war crimes, it is not an existential threat to Israel, and it didn't warrant a large-scale combat operation in response. That's crazy.
No, everybody say it. People that went to Israel, even Charlie Kirk said it. He was like, I don't buy it. I went to Israel. Shit's like, it's fortified. It is fortified. So the chances of that happening again, especially since it happened, now they're aware of it, it would be crazy. They probably make a whole neutral zone, and if you pass it, you just get sniped. Are you kidding me? That's what they mean. Like, oh, this is a one-off. Like, they don't have the firepower to just keep doing it and bow, bow, bow. That's what they mean. Yeah, they caught you slipping. Let's say nobody had nothing to do with it, Netanyahu, and give the order for the IDF to stand down and let them fucking come in. I'm trying to stop cursing. And let them come in. It's a one-off. That's called a one-off. They can't do it. Like, they caught you slipping one time, but they can't do it again. They couldn't do it again if they wanted to. That's what that means.
So, Cenk, obviously you can respond, but I want you to address one other thing. You know, if you had been asked to do this report, you would be open and transparent and say, look, I have strong feelings about what Israel is doing. What I'm worried about here is that these people who are supposed to be independent don't seem that independent. They list 3 main members. They don't mention who else was involved, which is a little bit of an odd omission. And the people that they do mention are each very controversial. The woman on there, Pillay, claimed Israel was deliberately targeting children playing. In the last report she was a part of. Qathari said that social media is controlled by the Jewish lobby, and Sidoti said that the Israeli army is the most criminal army in the world. I mean, that's who does the report.
Yeah, but Chris, you're talking about their conclusions 2 years into this war. So let's break it down one by one. First of all, the report settled something about Hamas. It was not biased. So, for example, recently, not in the beginning, but recently, there were some credible reports that there might not have been sexual assault on October 7th. And the report says that's not true. There definitely was sexual assault that Hamas committed on October 7th. So they're holding them accountable as well. And of course they should. It's a horrific crime what happened on October 7th. And all I'm trying to do is get people to understand a sense of scale here. The 36 kids killed on October 7th is heartbreaking. Over 20,000 Palestinian kids. So if, I know what the Israeli side always does. They say, okay, well, we're going to try to get you to believe that, well, maybe the numbers are off by a little bit. So what if they were off by a little bit?
Exactly.
Only 18,000 kids were killed. Now imagine if 18,000 Israeli kids were killed by Hamas. What wouldn't we do to them? I mean, we've already destroyed all of Gaza. We, meaning America financing it and Israel executing it. Guys, this is not around the edges. They destroyed almost every hospital, religious building, and educational building. They destroyed them when they were empty. They're paying mercenaries $1,500 to destroy every house. I've never seen such a deliberate act of genocide in my life. It is methodical.
Damn.
It's blood curdling how methodical this process is. They're wiping out.
Yeah, and he's saying, Cuomo, and I guess Chris has got to be neutral, right? Just ask questions. But he's like, these are not neutral parties. Well, if you did an investigation for 2 years and you come to this conclusion, yeah, you're not neutral no more. You just investigated. It's like a detective going out there to solve a murder. Okay, we got 4 suspects. I'm non-biased. I'm just going to investigate them. But the more the evidence started to point to one, you start to get closer. You're like, well, you're not investigating them. You just hate me. No, the evidence shows this to happen. Like, this the conclusion after 2 years that the Israeli army is one of the most corrupt armies.
And guys, you can go and say, oh, people are biased, but no one's buying it anymore. The whole world has seen what's happened in Gaza, and Gaza is absolutely leveled. The former head of the IDF said we've had 200,000 casualties, and we never listened to the lawyers. He just said that yesterday.
Two things can be true, right? Look, I wish I could go there tomorrow. And they'll say, oh, you can go. Not with the IDF. I want to go there. Oh, they're going to take you. Come on. We went to Iraq, we went to Afghanistan, go to Pakistan. We know the risks. I would love to be there and report on it myself. And I think it's greatly needed. But 2 things can be true. I do think these people were biased. And what we're all seeing is horrible. But again, Cenk, I'll just leave it with this, and we'll see what the reactions are to the report, and we'll reconvene. And I thank you both for being with me today. If it's a genocide, why do they tell people to leave? Why do they give aid at all? And why do they have so many of these same people living with them as Israeli citizens? That's the part that doesn't work for me, but I know there are counter arguments.
We're talking about Hitler was killing the Jews, and he did it slowly, and they were living with them, and then he slowly put tags on them and numbers, and they had to, they had to wear the signs and the symbol. Then it became more and more. Now they rounded them all up. What are we talking about? It's a slow progression.
deals. Let's see who makes them and how. We'll reconvene. Cenk, I always appreciate you being here. John Spencer, I appreciate you being here. And I hate that I have to say this, but I must. I care about these guys. I like these guys. If we disagree, that's fine. They matter to me. And they have the right to say what they want to say, even if they disagree, even if you hate what they say. Thank you for...
Absolutely, Cuomo. This is crazy that we're still talking about kids dying. Like he said, 36 Israeli kids died. And that justifies, let's just say a low number, 9,000 Palestinian kids dying. 5,000, 1,000 dying. What are we talking about? America would be eaten alive. If this was America, I would be out I would be out at the White House with a picket, protesting, being live, whatever, streaming multiple days in a row about this issue. Are you crazy? And our tax dollars are being used to fund this. We talking about what we got here and Social Security and all this, and we can't do this in America, blah, blah, blah. We ain't got no money, and the prices of everything going up, and we're giving billions of dollars. This will all add up to trillions of dollars at the end of both wars. You still got Russia, Ukraine. If China and Russia come together, they will stomp on the U.S. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we just got a little too big for our britches and we just started slipping. We let the government take over, we elect them, and then that's it. Hey, you elected me, now go away. That's what the politicians are like. Hey, thanks for your vote. Thanks. See you in 2 to 4 years. Bye. Get out of here. I don't want to hear from you now. That's what it feels like the politicians are. Either side. A Republican or Democrat get in. It's like, yay, thank you. You wonderful people. I'll do my best. But I don't want to hear from y'all. I don't care what y'all want no more. Let me know if that's acceptable. Do you, in the comments right now, do you believe Israel is committing a fucking genocide? Damn, this cursing. That's just me, I guess. It's just gonna be me. Let me know what y'all think. This is sad. This is disgusting. I'm always gonna be proud to be an American. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about that. I am disgusted with our politicians and our representation.